Hello everybody and welcome back. As always, I am Mateo311 and this is your channel for everything VR related. Today we have over 30 updates, including new game announcements, official release dates, new DLC, and many more updates to go over. Now we'll be going through this in chronological order, and I will be including any release dates and the title's platform. There are of course links and timestamps if you want to skip ahead, but before we jump in, this video is brought to you by Kiwi Design. Let's face it guys, the most popular VR headset out there, the Quest 2, definitely needs some accessories to help make it more comfortable or extend the battery life. Kiwi has you covered with an absolutely amazing elite strap that comes with or without a battery pack. It's cheaper and more durable than what Meta sells, and most importantly, it's much more comfortable. They also have every other accessory you can think of, from cable management systems to upgradable wrist straps and replacement facial inserts. There's a link down in the description if you need anything, and don't forget to use discount code Mateo311 for 5% off and to help support this channel. Okay, so let's jump right into this video with two surprise game announcements that came from Joyway. The first is Red Flowers, which looks like a combination of two of their existing titles, Against and Stride, and then given its own objective and sense of style. There's plenty of rooftop, wall running, and enemy slicing. It definitely looks cool, and you could try out the early access right now as it's available on App Lab, but I wish Joyway would actually finish one project before moving on to another. Now I will get back to that topic later in this video, but first up we have yet another game from Joyway. They also have a high mobility online PvP title called Stack. You'll be practically flying around the game world while trying to take out your enemies with a killer frisbee. Conceptually, it looks pretty cool, and this is also available on App Lab right now, so go ahead and check it out. Now, if you're looking for new content to a game that's actually completed, Ruinsmagus has you covered. There's a new city location, you could jump back in and replay story quests, there's new character costumes, an additional quest to explore, plus some new voice acting. Now, if Ruinsmagus isn't your style, the Japanese anime-inspired, story-driven title, Dyschronia Chronos Alternate, is getting episode 2. Continue the storyline and unravel the mystery around the utopian future society that's about to collapse. The Dyschronia titles are very unique, and if you ever wanted to feel like you were getting sucked into a comic book, you should check out this game. But if you just play video games to chill out and relax, I'm happy to say that Little Cities has a new DLC incoming. 2 new snowy islands are coming to the city builder, and there's dozens of new buildings and attractions. As simplistic as this title appears, I found myself getting lost in it for extended periods of time. Now, Pistol Whip also has some amazing updates coming, and they just gave us a brand new roadmap. Starting on December 15th, the game will be available on Pico headsets. They'll be available on the PlayStation VR 2 in February. Modding tools will be releasing next year, and we're also getting 5 new scenes. So prepare yourself for a lot more gunslinger rhythm action. Now, jumping back to developers Joyway, like I said I would earlier, Stride is finally getting a single-player campaign mode. If you've ever wanted to experience something like Mirror's Edge in VR, here it is. This is the update many of us have been waiting for, and soon we'll be parkouring our way across rooftops while taking out enemies and dodging bullets in the process. Now, another title receiving some updates is the story-driven title Eolia. You'll once again be solving puzzles, collecting items, playing instruments, and riding your mighty steed through the desert. If you enjoyed this title or Rhythm of the Universe Ionia, you now have more content to check out. And yet another game to receive some updates is the rhythm title Ragnarock. We have additional music and a new raid incoming on December 15th. Also on the 15th, from the studio that brought you A Fisherman's Tale, Mask Maker is making its way onto the Quest 2. The PC version is a highly regarded adventure puzzle title, and I'm happy that questers who are looking for that type of gameplay will finally get their hands on this title. Now, if you're looking to play flat screen games in VR and maybe hang out with your friends, there's a new app called VRoom. In some ways, it's a competitor to Big Screen, and it will allow you to do custom controller mapping, so you don't have to get your hands on an Xbox controller or something else, and you can enjoy your flat screen games in a virtual setting while using some motion controllers and hanging out with your friends. Now, if you're looking for an open world survival title where you fish, hunt, and scavenge for resources while also living through the zombie apocalypse, well, Survivor Nation will give you that opportunity. It might be a weird combination that goes too far, or maybe it somehow tries to strike the perfect balance. We'll just have to wait and see, but I do plan to jump into this game in the near future. Next up, we got a bit of trolling from Anton, the developer of hot dogs, horseshoes, and hand grenades, and he just wanted everyone to know that H3 still has plenty of updates coming, including Steam Workshop in the near future, and that the game still isn't on Quest. Now, next up, we got a brand new game announcement for Aspera. This game has you colonizing Mars, but I'm not 100% sure what the actual gameplay is like. Is it more of a world builder like Little Cities, or are there some RTS elements in there? I'm definitely intrigued here, but not overly impressed. Now, Guardians Frontline, the RTS first-person shooter hybrid that's already available on Steam and coming to Quest in 2023, have also announced that they're going to be including a map editor. This was already an extremely unique title that's playable in both single-player and co-op modes, and a map editor will add a ton more replayability. Now, if that's too much action for you, we're also getting ancient board games. You'll get access to a wide array of classic board games, and you'll get to play them at exotic locations. Not exactly my ideal VR experience, but it's also coming to flat screen. Now, still keeping things nice and chill, we have Across the Valley. Plant your crops and tend to them, take care of your pets and animals, and try and become the best farmer there ever was. If you're into this style of gameplay, it could be a nice, soothing, and relaxing way to spend your time. But if you're like me, you need more action, and I'm really intrigued about Go Signal, a Solaris game. This spacefaring roguelite has you collecting resources, engaging in massive space battles, encountering creatures the size of planets, and upgrading your ship. This game also fully supports hand tracking and is set in the Solaris universe, so I'm pretty pumped to experience this one. But a new announcement that didn't really do it for me was Stray Light. You're basically grapple hooking your way through a neon colored world. Now, the title did give me some To the Top vibes, which is not a bad thing, but overall this trailer didn't give me much, and unless the gameplay feels absolutely amazing, I think I'm gonna pass on this one. Instead, I'll play the co-op zombie survival title Drop Dead the Cabin. I already did some beta testing for this game, and it's actually a lot of fun to play. It's surprisingly difficult and strategic, and the combat is fast-paced and designed for replayability. The only thing I could do without is the built-in dopey-looking meta avatars. Now, if you want something with even more action and darker themes, we got more footage of Everslaught Invasion. The currently available PC version of Everslaught is one of my favorite early access games, and Invasion is introducing a class system and co-op mode. If you're not familiar with the gameplay, it's pretty much like Doom meets Diablo. But if you're looking for more of a storyline, we got the release date for the gangster-embodying, single-player story-driven title Peaky Blinders. Based on the hit TV series, you'll find yourself involved in the 1920s organized crime. Fans of either the TV series or just great storytelling should enjoy this title. But next up, we have the title I am most excited for, and that is Vertigo 2. Not only did we get the release date of March 30th, there's also tons of new footage that makes the scope of this game look absolutely huge. If you're unfamiliar with this story-driven shooter, it's basically Half-Life meets Rick and Morty. You find yourself in a secret facility, but it is extremely wacky here, with all sorts of alien creatures and lots of unexpected twists and turns. But if you prefer to keep your shooters a bit more straightforward, what's better than another zombie game with Propagation Paradise Hotel? Now, I know a lot of people are sick of VR zombie titles, but this one's looking surprisingly good and a lot more intense than I expected. Now, if horror's not your style, why not try a puzzle game that has you cloning yourself with We Are One? It's a combination shooter puzzle game that has you memorizing a series of events, dodging enemy projectiles, handing a weapon off to your clone at just the right moment, working together as one giant unit. It's definitely a unique and interesting concept that I need to jump into and play more. Speaking of a unique game that I have to try out, we have The Signifier. This is a detective thriller that has you diving into the dreams of individuals. Overall, it looks extremely creepy, and this is one of those games that could be a surprise hit or utter flop. Well, once I try it out, I will let you guys know. And the final game recently announced was Attack on Titan Unbreakable. I know this is great news to many, but unfortunately, they did not show off any gameplay. So hopefully we'll see a lot more before the game officially launches in the summer of 2023. Okay, everybody, that was an extra long list of new game announcements, new release dates, new updates, and new footage. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, as it's my pleasure to help keep you guys informed. And if you did, maybe throw this video a thumbs up or leave a comment. If you're new here, consider subscribing. And as always, I will see you guys on next time.